As promised, we're giving you Remedy from S.A.M in a bit, but right now it's time to check in with Shy from Savage After Midnight. Shy, welcome to Real Rock Nights, man. You doing
What's
well?
good, my friend? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
As,
Buzzing around Tennessee.
as long as you're good, I am doing good. Well, I'm doing well. I'm not freaking Superman. I'm not doing good. Uh,
Doing
first, man,
well for sure.
first, man, I want to get this off my chest. Okay, if climbing up a hill was getting better every few months, Savage After Midnight are kind of rocketing up a mountain, man. You guys are doing really in the last, like, I'd say year and a half. You've been, are you guys working your asses off nonstop?
Oh my God, bro. Yes. Yes. Literally we have, I mean, it's yeah, constantly at it. Like constantly at it. Like right now, went in, like when we did Remedy, I've got 18 songs to drop right now. And I'm going
Damn.
back in. Yeah, we got 18. Two of them are two in which are covers. Like we're probably gonna drop it like it's like EPs, I think. So we'll drop a couple songs, we'll drop an EP, a couple songs, drop an EP.
Okay.
But yeah, and there's a lot of cool features too, man. Like I got a song with Yellow Wolf and Tyler Carter, formerly of Issues.
Okay.
Uh, I've got a song with Matty Mullins from Memphis Mayfire. I got another one with Jaden from Siler and Joey from Varsity.
Oh, nice.
Uh, there's another track with just myself and Jaden. Um, man, it's just nuts. Got a song with Jelly Roll.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, man, like, dude, it's crazy,
That's
crazy.
are you feeling like kind of that freedom the rock brings right now?
Yeah,
In
man,
hearing
like,
all these collabs.
yeah,
That
like
sounds awesome.
definitely. I feel like rock is like, I feel like it finally hit its tipping point, and everybody like stopped being so. How do I say this? Like hip hop,
Yeah,
and honestly, hip hop and uh I don't know, hip hop and that whole genre, hip hop, R&B, like doesn't matter. They literally like everybody supports everybody in the genres, right? They're like, oh well, I support R&B, I support gangster rap, I support um, the different styles, right? And rock, it was always snubbed like, oh, I only listen to black metal. Oh, I only listen to new metal. I only listen to this. And I think all
yeah.
that
Cut up in
started
those
to,
categories.
yeah, everybody wanted to categorize everything. It's like, oh, that's emo. I don't listen to it. That's that, dude. All that shit's going out the window. And I think all the homies are getting together and realizing that one thing that R&B and rap and all that has done is they've brought up each other. So they're always doing these collabs to bring up the future, to keep relevant. So it's
Yeah.
like they're always bringing up somebody new, somebody fresh. Um, so I think rock is finally catching on to that because it's like younger generations are coming in and jumping in, being like, what's up? Like, why can't we do that? Why
Yeah.
aren't you willing to do that to some of the old heads? And like you got Chad, like I'm really good friends with Chad from Hell Yeah and Mudvayne.
Okay.
My best friend is Shannon Guns from Sirius.
All right.
Um, and even Chad jumping on like Hyro stuff, Hyro the Hero stuff. It's just cool, that everybody's starting to get into that movement.
Well, it seems less of a like you were talking category thing. It seems less of that and more of a I just wanted to create good music kind of thing. There is people don't seem locked in as they used to be. I mean, there are artists that are coming out with stuff that is southern rock, almost country, but yet then we'll put out a track that's like full on metal.
Oh yeah,
So it's like everybody's trying to experiment, and it only makes it better for the fan, right?
I agree. Like our record, there's so much diversity and so much. It's like some of the songs are like, how does that even belong? and it doesn't matter. It's like we're writing songs for songs now. We're not writing songs to fit a mold or fit like,
Okay.
oh, that doesn't sound like, Sam. I don't give a shit. You don't define what Sam sounds like. You know what Sam sounds like? Sam sounds like whatever comes out of my head.
Whatever
Like,
we want, man.
yeah, like I'm not doing this to like, because I'm trying to fit a mold or be successful. To be honest with you, I could give two shits about being successful. It's cool, but it's not on the top of my priority list. My priority list is just to be able to get that, to get my creative expression out there. And if people like it, dope. If they don't, I don't care.
That's a great attitude, really. I mean, you can create the best with an attitude like that, I would think. Have you always been musically inclined? What were take me back to the early years.
No, I had to fight for it.
You had to
Like,
fight
I was
for it.
horrible. Yeah, I was horrible. I remember like in my dad's basement, like um I was like, my first like little try at a band, like literally like we rattled like pieces of house off the side of the house. And he comes downstairs, he's like, hey, can I talk to you? And I'm like, sure. He's like, son, you suck. He's like, man,
Tough
he's like,
love.
he's like, buddy, I love you, but God, man, you need to, pick a new hobby. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm going to do this. I mean, I was going to school for civil engineering, and I dropped that to continue to play music. He was not feeling it.
I was gonna say.
Oh boy, and I think I was like 22 credit hours away from graduating. I was like,
Damn.
nah. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. He was not feeling it. What? You quit? I was like, yeah, man, I'm not going back.
so
But
so when did you said you had to fight for it? I get that, but when did it all of a sudden transition? Because I'm sure you had doubts in the back of your head at a certain point. When did it transition to wait? I think I can actually do this.
honestly, I would say we went out long time ago, like it's a different band. We had gone out with Shinedown, um, and we were out with boys, and Eric Bass came up, and we were talking about doing like a little EP with him.
Okay.
And I realized that our songs, like we could perform live, and we were getting a great response live, but we didn't have the song and we didn't know how to write the song.
Okay.
So I feel like the tipping point was we went in. So my bass player and my guitar player have been with me like for forever, and the DJ and the drummer has been they're newer guys, even though the DJ's been around for like quite some time, JT.
Yeah.
But I think like when we went in, we like literally just, we didn't know we were going to stay in band or not. Like I was like, look, what we're doing is not working. I mean, we're not connecting past the show,
Okay.
and I was like, I could admit that I was writing songs for me, but I could admit they weren't good. So I wanted to learn. I was like, I wanted to learn the craft more. So I got with a bunch of my dudes, and we just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And the funny thing is, like the songs like 10 Feet Tall and Unleash, all that stuff was written like 7 years ago, bro.
Wow.
And it was only put out too. So imagine how current how game changing it would have been if it came out the moment we wrote it. So I think the turning point was when we went in and we wrote, like worked with some people, and they came back in to like write again ourselves. And we were just writing, what felt good, but we learned the art and the craft of writing. And I think where it really connected was the first time that I came into the studio. We were bumming a studio spot off of one of our guys, and he would work in the studio during the day, and he would let me have it at night. We were just like super
Okay.
tight. And so we'd work in there all night long. But he had kids, so he'd work during the day and we'd take the night. Well, I walked in one day and he's showing a bunch of people, and he knew he wasn't supposed to, but I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, he was doing me a solid, so it was kind of like whatever. But he was showing a bunch of people 10 feet tall, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, this is sick," you know. And at that point, I was like, "Oh no, we got this." Like, it's
So
connecting, you know. Like I said earlier, like it didn't bother me if people liked it or didn't like it, but it bothered me that I hadn't fully taken the time to like work on the writing craft, because it's a craft.
okay. It's actually sit down. Did you have to rework any of those songs a little bit to actually fit like that writing style that you learned that you were
No,
molded into?
no, we went in and that was just all brand new material.
Okay.
Yeah, none of that stuff was like old, recycled stuff, they say like in some aspects, like you spend forever writing your first record,
Yeah.
because it's just years and years and years of collections of writing. And then they say for your next record, you have to do it in a short amount of time. I mean, yeah, somewhat, but it was weird for us because we just ditched all the old stuff. It's
And
like,
just
nah, let's learn this craft and let's, do it the right way and enjoy it. It's gotta be pure and come from us, but let's do it the right way.
okay.
So it's
All
pretty
right,
cool.
that makes sense. How did now on Remedy? When I saw when Ed sent over the tune, I believe it was Ed. he
Yeah.
I glanced at it and I saw it featuring Danny. And I was like, what the how did you guys hook up for Remedy? That's awesome, dude.
So the last tour we were on before COVID hit was us, Shinedown, Papa Roach, and Asking.
Okay.
And Danny, like honestly, I didn't know Danny very well. We had like mutual friends, and this is like maybe 2 weeks towards the end of the run. He didn't really talk to any of us, and then to like 2 weeks to the end of the run, he's like, I was walking down the corridor behind in the arena, and he was still like drinking at the time, and he quit, but he was like, yo, Shy. I was like, what's up? And he's like, you want some tequila? And I was like, yeah. So we started,
Dumb question.
yeah, we started ripping tequila shots and just talking, and like we ended up having like a shit ton in common. And I called him when I went in to do the new record, and I was like, yo, I was like, let's write one. And he's like, cause that's what our intention was. So actually, Way Out, which is the song that features Jelly Roll, um, Danny wrote on that song with me. So like really he came into Nashville during COVID, drove up, and I got a studio in my house, and he drove up, and we were just intending on writing a song, but
Okay.
I had Remedy, and I was just like, my gut just told me, I was like, yo, let me show you the song, dude. I was like, you want to do a feature? He was like, yeah, I'll fucking get on a song with you for sure. He goes, if it's the right song, I'll play it. And he's like, yeah, let's go. So
Nice.
we cut it right there on the spot. And he's such a sick singer. Like, he's intense. Like, he went in there doing runs and all kind of shit. And I was like, all right, show me up. Like, damn, bro.
Did it lift well, I don't want to say lift your talent up because your talent is hell, but did it make you try harder?
Oh, absolutely. When you got your boys around you pushing, like, it's like, playing some basketball, when you hit the court, it's like, oh, like everybody's pushing everybody to make it better.
Okay.
So, oh, absolutely. 100%. I was like over here trying shit. I knew I couldn't hit. I didn't care.
Just trying stuff.
Oh,
What's the most
oh,
fun part of a live show for you?
ooh. I mean, it's 100% the crowd interaction. You know, to me,
Okay.
that's just exhilarating. You know, most we ever played in front of was 28,000. And people are like, you get nervous? I'm like, no, no, not at all.
You're like, no, this is my job. So,
Well,
do you get
honestly,
nervous when you make fries?
you know what? That's really funny. The very first show I ever played, ever, right? I'm in this like
Okay.
this little dump bar in Knoxville, Tennessee, and there was this band called Shadow Wax, and they were on the radio, and it was like, "Yo, Shadow Wax," da da da, and
Shadow
like,
wax.
yeah, and I was like, "Dude, look like Eddie Vedder," and he was a great singer too, by the way. This guy was pretty rad. And I'm like, there's no dressing room, like there's just like some bathrooms and shit. So I'm like pacing around this little hall in front of the bathrooms. He's like, yo, man, he's like, you look nervous. I was like, yeah. He's like, why are you nervous? I was like, because I've never performed before in front of anybody live before. And he's like, yeah, okay. Well, why are you nervous? I was like, I like, did you not fucking hear me? Like, I was like, because I've never performed in front of anybody live ever in my life. And he's like, yeah, but I don't understand why you're nervous. And I'm like, am I about to have to tell this dude again what I just, and he goes, I mean, this is what you want to do, right? And I was like, yeah. He goes, you're choosing to be here, right? I was like, yeah. And he goes, let me ask you a question. If you could do this for the rest of your life, would you do it? I said, oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. He's like, so if you're choosing to do it and you really want to do it, why are you nervous about it? He's like, you need to have more confidence in yourself. And I was like, oh shit. And literally since that day,
Nothing.
I have never, never been nervous at all.
Damn.
I walk out on the stage, I'm like looking out there, I'm like, oh, I'm about to tear this bitch up.
I had that's an awesome story, man. That's was almost, was he an older guy? Was it?
No,
I
he
mean,
was a younger
not
dude
old,
too.
old, but
No, he was a younger dude too. Yeah, and he was
okay.
just, yeah. But I don't know, he had some kind of wisdom in him. Maybe his dad was a
So
singer or some shit. I don't know.
so that's kind of what it sounds like. It kind of sounds like he was the wise old sage kind of guy.
Oh
But
man, he was reminded me of the long-headed white long-haired wizard off of some shit. What's his name? Dumbledore or something? I don't know. I don't follow Harry Potter, but it says he reminded me of some kind of wizard.
was
He
some
knew
kind
the
of wizard,
right
dude.
he knew the right thing to say, bro. I was like, all right.
Calmed your nerves. That's awesome, man.
Oh,
Never look back. Hey,
uh,
you guys are all over the internet. Website, what is I'm blanking on it, man. I was just at your
it's
website
just
too.
it's savageaftermidnight.com.
.com. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was .com or .net because
Yeah,
I
everything's supposed to be moving towards like I always wanted the band to be called S.A.M, and somehow we got pigeonholed into using the acronym or not being able to use the acronym and using the full meaning behind the band. But it was always intended to be S.A.M. Um, but I mean, Savage After Midnight like .com is where it's at. So, but
okay.
we're reshaping that because there's always wanted like people to have to figure out that like it's a puzzle piece or something. Oh, what does Sam stand for? Yeah, but
Okay.
whatever.
You just reminded me of something. My new music guy here at the station, he didn't know who Sam was. I sent him the tune, and all of a sudden, well, he sent back the file for his segment, and he's called you guys S.A.M. Like, dude, can you re-record this? It's Sam Savage After Midnight. He's like,
That's
oh,
so
that's who
funny.
those guys are.
Oh my God, I'm dead. That's hilarious.
Oh, thanks so much for being on, Shy. I really, really appreciate it, man. Let's give people a taste of Remedy, shall we?
Dude, let's go.
Okay, give me a rock star scream.
Let's fucking go.
That's it. It's Remedy, Savage After Midnight, aka Sam. It's right here, right now on Real Rock Nights.